Hi there and welcome to Essential Oil Talk Radio. If you are looking for natural ways to deal with life's little issues, you're in the right place. I'm excited to announce that we are launching an advertising program within our radio show for small businesses so that they can come and advertise their small business for as little as $250, get on 12 episodes. That's like $20, right around $20 per show that they can do. Part of that is they can come down to the radio station and record their own professional commercial with KTSA's staff. Pretty cool deal, very affordable. It's going to help support our show and then also kind of get the word out there about their business and essential oils. So anyway, I'm excited about that. Our special guest in studio today is Anna Abshire. She is a mother who has had some awesome experiences with essential oils, and she's also an aroma yoga instructor, so we're going to get into that here in just a little bit. So welcome to the program.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
All right.
Yeah, welcome, Anna. Aroma yoga. Those are I only like one word there, aroma. Yoga, not so much. But maybe by the time the show's over, I'll know exactly what yoga is. I thought one time I did it, and it was a bunch of stretching.
Yeah,
and
that's what it is.
I was like, I can't even stretch properly. It hurts.
That's not supposed to hurt.
There you go. So hello and welcome to the show. I met a mom in my neighborhood this week, and she had some real concerns about toxins in her home. We started talking about candles and how she could replace the candles with just some essential oils being diffused in the home, right? And then we talked about the chemicals under the sink. You know, you open up that sink, and there was probably 30 different items under the sink. The 409, the bleach, the Riddick. She had it for her septic system. Well, I had told her that I had heard that was not good at all. You weren't really supposed to use that. We have a septic system at home, and that's what we were told. Now, she says, okay, are they safe? Are the essential oils safe for the septic system? And I had never been asked that question. And my thought process was, I'm going to have to look into that for you to get a real answer. But if bleach and all these harmful chemicals are safe for your septic, I can only assume that the essential oils are. So I did some digging, some searching, and I did find out on a septic system website. It's from New Hampshire, but hey, at least somebody put it out there.
Yeah.
You know, they were talking about it. That household cleaners usually come with a safety warning for people and animals. Some products also warn against use on certain surfaces like granites, woods, tile. Sorry, my foot totally slipped off the chair. Did you hear that?
I couldn't help but kind of crack a smile.
Yeah, that was funny. I just hurt myself. Thanks for laughing. Anyway.
Valor on it later.
Here's your victim card.
There you go. So they were saying germs and bacteria may also be killing beneficial bacteria that's actual in your septic tank. That's actually in the septic tank. So essential oils like tea tree, lavender, and orange are safe. It's a safe alternative for everyday house cleaning and can help maintain a healthy septic system without killing the good bacteria. So there you go. That was good to know.
Did you see that post I put up today? It was this kid. He was probably, 10 or 11 years old, and he's drinking a Monster drink, right? And the caption says, I'm going to have to, it's from a mom saying, I'm going to have to check into the essential oil ingredients before I give those to my child.
Right,
and the
exactly.
kid's drinking a Monster drink.
I hear that sometimes. People are like, the essential oils, Nikki, I'm not quite sure. And then they're throwing back, 6 shots of tequila. I'm like, really?
Yeah, right? And eating stuff in her face with hot dogs and stuff. It's like, do you know what's in a hot dog? You know how that's made?
We don't want to know. No.
I don't want to talk about that. So, all right. So, Anna, you came out. We had a live broadcast we did out of a coffee shop.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed that conversation. We got so much activity. A lot of people commenting, really positive response on that. So we talked about essential oils in pregnancy,
right,
childbirth, and then, of course, aroma yoga. And I want to really start with the essential oils in your pregnancy.
Okay.
And I think what people would like to hear and learn a little bit about is what oils did you use while you were pregnant and how did you use them? And then what was the baby's response in your experience with that?
Okay. So every day I would diffuse, whatever I felt like diffusing. So there was always a diffuser going around some point. I used a lot of Thieves spray. At the time I was working at a daycare, so I was using a lot of Thieves spray because I was pregnant. But I started out by making the DY lotion bars. And I put rose, I put gentle baby, frankincense, and lavender all in that bar, and I really would lather my belly up as it grew and got bigger. I started with the coconut lime butter lotion that Young Living has, and I added all those essential oils to it. but as your belly grows, you can't necessarily reach as well. So
I know, girl. Trust me.
So,
I know.
the lotion bars were kind of like that extra hand and that extender, so I could really cover my belly completely. I noticed at night, though, my son really wanted to play and hang out and have a good time while I'm ready to go to sleep. And so I would go to bed, and the nights that I didn't put Gentle Baby on my belly before I went to bed, he was kicking and moving, and I couldn't sleep. And if you're not getting up to go to the bathroom, I was getting up to go put the Gentle Baby on because he was just moving. And as soon as I'd put that Gentle Baby on, it was like so soothing and calming. And so I did that through my whole pregnancy. When he really started moving, I started applying it more. Through my pregnancy, though, I did the Master Formula, Life 9. I had Ninja. As the trimesters went on, I added the Omega Jais, as well as MindWise, and what is the other one? Oh, the Mineral Essence, because that one's, so yummy.
So when you're using the Gentle Baby, so you use the oil directly, or did you use a carrier oil?
So I basically would take the lotion bar, and I would just put a couple more drops on the lotion bar, and then I would just massage that in. Some days, if I didn't, I was just, when you're tired and you're trying to get sleep, there was sometimes I would just put it on my hand and just kind of rub it on my belly. But, I'd usually lather before, so I had a lot of probably carrier oil still on my belly from the last, using the lotion bar, since it is a little bit more of a thicker lotion.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, Gentle Baby is an actual blend that Young Living sells already, and it is diluted already a little bit. So.
Yeah, and I didn't get any stretch marks from using that. It
helped prevent
I
as it
had
took
no
care of your body.
stretch marks or any problems like that.
How much weight did you gain with your pregnancy?
Like 4 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So,
now.
guys, this is no joke. This is a real thing. I gained 89 pounds with my first baby. I did. Still trying to lose it. She's 21.
I think that's how much she weighs.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
then with Michaela, I only gained 1 pound. I gained 1 pound. 89 with my first pregnancy and 1 pound with my second. Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
Wait,
I know.
You talking about after the pregnancy, after you had the child, what leftover weight was?
My final weight before I delivered, and they weighed me from the time.
Yeah.
I went to see my OBGYN, and he weighed me to the time I delivered was 89 pounds on the first baby and 1 pound with the second.
So you had an 89-pound baby the first time,
right?
And a 1-pound baby the second.
Well, I think it's because
they both weighed 5.4 pounds. They both weighed 5 pounds.
Wow.
They tell you, eat whatever you want. And you learn, no, if the baby's craving, I'm not going to eat that. You just kind of, you learn to know nutrition and what you
just
should
mentioned,
eat.
You mentioned the word craving. Did you were you craving any specific scent when you were pregnant? An oil? Or not really?
I can't really say. I really liked Citrus Fresh, and it might have been because it was awakening to me. And, sometimes you're going through your pregnancy, you get really exhausted, and so you need that pick-me-up, and it's got that spearmint and all the citrus, the orange and the tangerine, and it just kind of gives you that okay, let's do this. I got my energy,
That's awesome. You're the fourth person that's told me Citrus Fresh and orange. It's very uplifting.
Your kiddo, Dakota, he's 6 months now?
He's 6 months,
Okay, so this is a recent thing, right? Have you heard all the people kind of afraid of using essential oils and was there any oils you avoided using at all?
I didn't use clary sage, and that was just because it's a lot of estrogen. Technically it's a
estrogen booster.
And so I'd had a miscarriage before him, so I definitely didn't want to. I was very precautious about that to begin with. So I did use Progestins Plus for the 12 weeks during my first, and I guess that'd be part of your second trimester at that point, because you don't have enough progesterone sometimes, and at 12 weeks your placenta is producing enough, so you don't need to continue and applying Progestins Plus. So I stopped at the 12 weeks once I knew I was past that little barrier, and I felt safe that I was producing enough and everything like that.
Cool. All right, we'll talk a little bit about essential oils that you used with Dakota during the birthing process, and then as he's growing up too, because her baby Dakota he's amazing. He's a very, very calm, very healthy, very alert and aware baby. So we'll talk a little bit about that.
Awesome. All right. So keeping up with the whole septic tank question, I decided to make my DIY today a power scrub, right? I know you're familiar with that at your home. You're probably familiar with it as well. You would take 1 cup of baking soda. To that, you can add 6 drops of lemon essential oil, 6 drops of pine essential oil, plus 3 tablespoons of liquid Castile soap. Now, I use Dr. Bronner's, but you can use whatever brand you want. I just use that one because there's no fragrances in there. And we know with fragrances, there can be some hidden chemicals in there.
Yes.
Now you mix that well in a bowl or container, and then you apply that to the sinks, tubs, showers. You let it sit for 10 or 15 minutes, and you scrub it away. And it really, really works well. Now, why are you laughing? Today we have the
Straight
giggles.
up, I have the giggles. I'm like a
It's funny.
12-year-old boy. I don't know what's going on.
So if you're using Young Living products, then you're very familiar with the Thieves household cleaner. So you can replace that pine and that lemon oil with 3 tablespoons of the Thieves household cleaner.
Cool.
It works pretty awesome.
So I wanted to, we have a cat, right? And I do not like to have a litter box in the house because it stinks and all of this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? My wife, Jennifer, is very adamant that she wants to keep Ray, that's our cat's name, in the house, right? And so at night, we bring in the litter box because the cat's in the house at night, but then in the morning, we put it right back out in the garage. So it's Texas. It's hot, right? So when we keep the litter box out in the garage, flies, right? So there's this recipe for like a carpet fresh,
Yes.
right, with baking soda and purification essential oil. Now, I just thought of this too. You can also, real popular to add a little bit more lemongrass to that. I don't know why lemongrass is so popular here in Texas, but it's just people love it. Well, so I did the mixture. It's like 10 drops, I think, of purification, and then like 1 cup or half a cup or something like that of baking soda. And then we just sprinkle it on. Well, so I started doing this just right for odor control. But here's what I noticed. No flies. I mean, out in the garage, right? Because we keep the garage open just a little bit so Ray can go in and out, right? Just a little bit. Which is funny. Sometimes we get a strange predator in there. So when he comes out of the garage now, he's looking for predators, right? But anyway, it was a possum. It's not like a real predator. But anyway, but there's no flies at all around the litter box. None.
I was going to say, and a lot of the bug repellent, lemongrass is one of the ingredients because flies don't like that. Bugs don't like that for some reason.
So if you've got a cat and you keep the litter box outside or something, that's a great, and if it's inside, you should definitely be using purification.
Yep. And there's a lot of information out on the web. There's a lot of information that you'll find negativity with cats and essential oils. But I actually talked to a veterinarian today that is going to be on our show and talk about cats and essential oils and how she uses them and the healthy way to use them. So.
Yeah, and I remember we had a lady one time tell me that, essential oils killed her cat, and I'm thinking, what kind of essential? I mean, I've had cats for quite a long time and used essential oils around them all the time.
To kill them.
And it's like, what are you doing to your cat with those essential oils? So what brand of essential oils are you using?
You definitely don't want to use the ones in the stores because of the synthetics they put in there. It can be dangerous. I mean, even the lavender, just since you started the subject, Mark, a lavender that you smell from, let's say, your local Walmart, H-E-B, something like that, does not smell anything like the Young Living.
No.
And you can put it on your skin without diluting it, the one from the store, and it starts to give a little burning sensation.
I actually used to hate the smell of lavender until I smelled a bottle of Young Living's lavender and was like, I love lavender, but I hated the faux synthetic, whatever's in your household cleaner that comes in. People, they'd be like, oh, do you want that? I'm like, no, don't clean my house with that. Like, the smell would bother me. And it wasn't, because it wasn't lavender. It wasn't even real lavender.
And speaking of cleaning, we have folks that are out there, that's their business, is cleaning. And they have their hands, and of course their hands in the stuff all day, every day, and they're breathing in those chemicals. And yet there's this Thieves household cleaner that is amazing, will do the job, and you don't have to poison yourself on a regular basis. It's a real big deal for those folks that are in those.
So I have a story I need to share with you guys.
Sure.
So I was in culinary school, and I was 18 years old, and we would have to degrease the hoods, Well, one day they didn't turn the fans on, degreasing the hoods. And these 2 boys were up there scrubbing the hoods. And they actually got their lungs burned by the degreaser. And they were taken to the hospital. And I'm like, they're 18 years old. I can't even imagine, like what their breathing is like now because they literally damaged their lungs then. I mean, that's things that we think you're cleaning. if it's doing that to your body, that's a totally different type of cleaning. That's not something you really want. But yeah, that was something I experienced at 18 in culinary school, and I didn't realize how much it would come back full circle later on until I like sat down and thought about it. Like, oh my gosh, like, can you think about the things that we've been cleaning for so long and how it has damaged our bodies? So
Yeah, I remember my wife talking about when she was getting into the chemical-free aspect of cleaning and how she would clean our tub with like Comet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then give our daughter a bath in the tub. You know, it's like she hadn't really put two and two together. We just didn't really know.
Yeah.
So when it comes to raising kiddos, so the birthing process, let's start there for you. So you had essential oils there, diffusing.
Yes.
Tell us the story of that.
So I had my mom. My husband, he was catering to me. I was like, Mom, you take care of the room, you know. So she thieves my room for me. She got my diffuser going. So I was diffusing peace and calming in my delivery room. And I had my, you just have your labor kit, you know. And so in my labor kit, I had my first aid spray. I had Clariderm. I had Tender Tushy. I had my Clary Sage then, because I was like, you're coming out now, so we need to prepare the body. And so I did have Clary Sage on my ankles and Deep Relief. And so I really had like Deep Relief going on my back because it was, it was beginning to hurt. And then I had Gentle Baby on my chest. And when my son came out, I didn't really realize this. I was just happy to see him at that point because I had been pushing and everything. But my husband was even like, he didn't even cry when he came out. He was calm. And the more I think about it, I'm like, what's there to cry about? You come into an environment that smells great. Like, there's nothing to be upset about, you know? It smells good. Mom was calm. You know, I had that Gentle Baby on my chest. So literally when he came, they gave him to me on skin to skin. Like, he smelt that same Gentle Baby that I'd been putting on my belly for all those months, you know? So it was that instant bond right there.
Yeah, and he's so alert and aware.
Mm-hmm.
Just watching you very, very intently, which is really great to see that. So he's a big fan of, is he using oils now? Are you using them?
We use seedlings. I have an immune boost, I call it, and it's Thieves and Impro blend,
Immupower.
some power, So 1 drop of that, 1 drop of Thieves, carrier oil in a roller. I put that on his feet every day. When he was born, he actually got a little bit of jaundice later on, and they tell you, well, keep them by the window for the sun. They need the vitamin D because it's a lot of their liver isn't fully functioning, and that's part of it. Well, he was born in December, and it's cloudy, and I can put him by a window, but what's that gonna do? So I put a drop of lemon in carrier oil, and I'd also apply that to the bottom of his feet, and that really helped get rid of the jaundice as well. But I use a seedling line. I made his own baby powder. So I used arrowroot, Gentle Baby, and lavender.
Wow.
There's so many different things.
So now Young Living has the seedlings line. That's
Yes.
the baby line, right? Did you use their wipes and their
I use all of it.
diaper rash?
That's what I have. It's amazing. That's
It's throughout my whole home. I use it
It's-
just on myself sometimes.
Yeah.
Like the lavender wipes, just so you're hot and you're like,
and the
oh, just
lotion
let me-
is great too.
It's
I'm
amazing
always
stuff,
stealing his baby oil. I mean, he has the greatest skin. Like, he's a very pampered little baby. But he definitely, those products are amazing. And when I worked at a daycare, and so there's a bunch of different diaper rashes that I've used on kids and things, whatever the parent would buy. And so I kind of got to see a good array of what they did and what they didn't do. And seedlings, I have to say, he may be a little red. You put a little bit on that, and it's gone. Like, you wouldn't even have known that from the prior changing, So
That's wonderful.
All that without any harsh chemicals in that
yes.
stuff. I mean, the kid's got a head start on everything, which is amazing, which we'll find out 20 years from now that, it's like, oh, by the way, this brand new diaper rash cream that so-and-so invented, it has all these weird chemicals you can't pronounce. Oh, it causes dementia,
Right.
Sorry about that.
Something terrible. Something, just a little tip with that diaper rash cream, because I believe that's what it's called, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Young Living's diaper rash cream. My daughter had a little breakout skin irritation, little scaly red. I didn't have what I typically had with me, but I had thrown that. We were on vacation. A little diaper rash cream in the bag.
Yeah.
So I put that on it. Next day, gone.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, that's that creates
Yeah,
that
it
moisture
does.
barrier. So it's
It's
absolutely perfect
so-
for her. So
So good. It's
Loaded with wholesome goodness.
yeah,
It really is.
put on your toothbrush and brush your teeth. Just kidding. Don't do that.
All right, so let's. You have a.
Let's talk about my girl. She just got her ear pierced 2 months ago. This is my oldest. She's 21. Now, she did the cartilage area up here, right?
Oh.
That piercing that I
Oh.
told her no until she was 18. And then when she turned 21, she's like, I'm going to go get this pierced. I'm like, oh, enjoy. So they told her that it's going to take 6 to 8 months for that to heal because it's the cartilage. And the cartilage is going to heal first, and then that scabs on the inside, and then it goes to the outside. So it's very unusual, something I had never heard of before. She immediately started using the lavender oil on it. She says, what should I put on this to really get the healing process started? And I wasn't even thinking helichrysum 2.5 months ago. So I said, let's go with lavender. It's basic. It's easy. You know, I have 90 bottles of it at home. Take one. Yeah. And she's been doing that. And we're at 8 weeks, and it is just completely healed over. She's like, Mom, scabs, everything's gone. It just, she can twist it, take it out. It doesn't bother her whatsoever. So what typically takes 6 to 8 months for the healing process in the cartilage of the ear, she was using lavender about, she said 6 or 8 times a day, 7, 8 times a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was using it all the time.
That's very diligent of her to do that.
Yeah, because she said it
Well,
was
it's probably
painful.
itching,
It was painful
yeah.
and itching, yep. So I thought that was pretty awesome that you cut that healing down.
Yeah.
It's really helping your body, more natural approach.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so Aroma Yoga.
Yeah.
So give us a quick explanation of what Aroma Yoga is and why somebody would want to do that.
Okay. So Aroma Yoga is opening up your chakras. So we have 7 chakras that are on the base of our spines, and they work all our way from the root all the way down to the crown, or to the top of the crown. And basically what Aroma Yoga is, it's applying essential oils, smelling essential oils, and it really opens up. It enhances that practice so much more. A lot of times during our chakras, we hold these maybe grudges, it may be trauma. It's different things for everybody. Things that maybe you didn't think affected you, and that's where you held it. And when you release that, it's like you're a whole new person. So it's kind of like, I guess you would say, yoga on steroids. You know, like you're really enhancing your program, and you smell amazing afterwards too, right? So you're like this walking diffuser in a sense too. But you're opening up all these energies that you hold inside that may have been, you know, manifesting and enclosed. And by releasing them, I mean, it brings out so many emotions. You do become, sometimes you experience certain things of actually like going back in time. It may take you back to a certain time, kind of like when you breathe a certain essential oil, it may take you back, you know, selling lemon may take you back to grandma's house. It's kind of brings you back to a good memory. Sometimes it's a bad memory, but sometimes it allows you to let go of that memory. A lot of times it does that. I know for me, I've experienced a lot of that where it's allowed me to let go, and that doesn't bother me anymore, and I can go on from there, and I have this weight off my shoulders. And
So do you find that by adding essential oils to the yoga experience, right? The yoga,
Yes.
What is it, a workout or what
It's
is it?
different moves. So it's just mindful moving. A lot of
Okay.
people think that you need to be flexible to do yoga. No, you become flexible doing yoga. You go at your own pace. You listen to what your body's allowing you to do. Because your body is 75% water. Well, what happens to water that doesn't move? It becomes stinky. It becomes stagnant. So if you don't move your whole arm for one day or even like 30 minutes, you know, you fall asleep on it, how much does it hurt, you know? So yoga allows you to get that water moving, that fluidity. It gets that gunk that's been built up in different places moving again. So when you add essential oils, it just enhances it so much more.
Okay, so and give me an example of a couple of oils that you would recommend using in Aroma Yoga. Probably they just need to come to your studio, but that's...
Yeah, that would be great too. But so the root chakra, we use abundance. Abundant people are like, abundance? Well, a lot of people, if you think about it, have money problems, right? Like if I only had more money, or if I had this, I could get this. And, you know, like you have to take that with grace sometimes. So...
Sure. All right, so abundance, and we got
Abundance.
time for maybe one more.
Okay, so heart chakra. So joy.
Joy, yes.
Because it really opens up. I know you've said that you love the way joy feels on your heart. So imagine just doing slow movements and really allowing that. It just intensifies that chakra that much more to allow your heart to be that much more open. And I feel free, you know, in a sense.
Cool, cool. All right, so we're going to go to our winner here in just a second. But if folks want to connect with you, what's a great way to do that so that they can learn more and maybe follow you on Instagram, Facebook, and all that?
So I do have an Instagram. It's Anna_racecar. That's a long story, but anyways.
Yeah, right?
So
I already know the story. You don't have to tell me. It's front and backwards.
Front and backwards, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
It's a palindrome. It's your English lesson for today. And so self-care yoga is my consulting, so I can meet with people there. And so that's on Facebook or Anna Abshire. I am teaching a Aroma yoga mommy and baby class, and that's going to be at MOSA next Thursday. And if for some reason you can't make any of those classes, like I also do team building classes for Aroma yoga for those that are in Young Living Essential Oils and want to do like a team building class and things like that.
All right, awesome. All right, thanks, Anna.
Yeah. That's exciting. Thanks for sharing. All right, so our winner this week is Joyce Winters. So she won the combo pack of the lavender, lemon, and peppermint. If you want to be next week's winner, you just have to go online. She just shared. That's all she did. She shared one of our stories. So thanks for sharing. We appreciate that. But you can go online. We're at Facebook at EO Talk Radio. And then we have our YouTube, Essential Oil Talk Radio. And then, of course, eotalkradio.com. And then our San Antonio Empowerment Council. Do they have anything coming up that you wanted to mention today, Marc?
So on August 10th, they have a huge rally here in San Antonio. Tickets are available at saecevents.com, or you can also follow it or check it out on our website.
Perfect. That's
All right,
wonderful.
cool. So just kind of some closing thoughts on CBD oil, because we're starting to do more posts about it, because Young
Right.
Living is going to be launching CBD oil very, very soon. So you definitely want to follow our Facebook page at EO Talk Radio, and just keep up with the educational process, because I'm going to walk through folks through the basics. What is it? Why it's important? How it affects the body's systems? And then, of course, we'll talk a bit about quality, because the big snake oil movement is in full swing, because all of the the adulterated oils and all of this bad stuff is going to flood the market. So keep an eye on it and follow us at EO Talk Radio. All right, that's it for the week. We will see you guys next Sunday. Thanks a lot for joining us.